Hi everybody, today I wanted to talk to you about ownership structures. There's a lot of misconceptions about why people structure their vessel ownership in a certain way, so I wanted to dispel some of those rumours and hopefully provide a little bit of clarity in certain areas. I'm going to use some acronyms, so if you haven't already, then turn on your closed captions and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about a little bit more clearly or come back and reference. So firstly, most vessels will tend to be administered by a CSP or a corporate service provider. Now what they do is they set up a specific company for the ownership of an asset, such as a yacht. Now we often refer to that as an SPV, or a special purpose vehicle company, or an SPE, which is a special purpose entity. Now they are one and the same thing, and they are a company that is specifically set up in order to own an asset, for example, a yacht. Now, the advantage of this is that the owner can pass responsibility for the administration and the management of that asset, both fiscally and legally, to the corporate service provider. So their job is to manage those elements of the yacht, which reduces the burden for the owner. The misconception that I want to address here is that people think that this is in order to hide an asset or in order to provide a degree of separation between the ultimate beneficial owner and the asset. And that's simply not the case. This is a service industry whereby we are trying to facilitate the ease of ownership, and the best way of doing that is to have other people, professionals in a certain area, look after an asset from certain perspectives. So corporate service providers, or CSPs, providing that service is one of the most common ways in which we structure ownership for a yacht. There are also leasing schemes that can be integrated into that system. Now, some of you may have heard of the Maltese leasing scheme, which has recently been slightly controversially in decline due to European court rulings. There is a Monaco leasing scheme, which is proving to become quite popular in recent years. And I guess the least popular ownership model is the direct ownership model, whereby a ultimate beneficial owner would actually be listed on the vessel documentation. Again, this isn't just because they want to have separation from the vessel, but it's because they are then not shielded by the professionals that they can put in place that can deal with issues that arise for a vessel should those occur. To kind of emphasize this, there are even open registries who, when you register the vessel, certain information has to remain public. So that kind of reinforces the point that these special purpose vehicle companies run by corporate service providers are not there to hide the identity of the owner. Some registries require that to be not necessarily public knowledge, but it's certainly disclosed to them through their client due diligence and know your client requirements. And there are elements that do end up having to become public record, depending on where you choose to flag your vessel. Really, I wanted to highlight that this is an element of the service industry, of the superyacht industry. This is a very large part of the superyacht industry that is often misunderstood. So if you have any queries at all, or you want to discuss these kind of setups or needs or structures, then engage in the conversation below.